Breaking news. 12 of President Putin's opponents were killed when they jumped from high places or were shot at close range. Russia's current president, Vladimir Putin, is a former lieutenant colonel in the KGB and the current head of the Federal Security Service, FSB. Here is a list of 12 prominent Putin critics who were allegedly assassinated on the dictator's orders. Antov, Pavel. The day after his 65th birthday on December 25, 2022, the Russian tycoon was reportedly killed when he fell from a hotel window in Rayagada, India. The politician and multimillionaire posted a message on WhatsApp condemning Putin's war with Ukraine in the wake of the missile attack on Kyiv earlier this year, but later claimed that someone else was responsible for the message's contents. Deputy Speaker of the Regional Parliament Vyacheslav Kartukin announced on his Telegram channel that, our colleague, a successful businessman, philanthropist Pavel Antov has passed away, as reported by Russian media outlet TASS. On behalf of the United Russia faction in the House of Representatives, I offer my sincerest condolences to the bereaved. 2. Ravel Maganov. Lukoil chairman Ravel Maganov launched CNBC while openly condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Almost immediately after hostilities erupted, the oil industry demanded an immediate end to the armed conflict. Maganov, like Antov, apparently died in September of 2022 after falling from a hospital window in Moscow. The 67-year-old's death was attributed to a serious illness, in a statement released by Lukoil that has since been removed. Not to mention grades. Businessman Dan Rapoport has spoken out against the conflict between Russia and Ukraine on social media multiple times, expressing his solidarity with Kyiv. In August of 2022, his body was discovered in front of a DC apartment complex. When he was discovered, he was reportedly carrying a Florida driver's license, a black hat, more than $2,500, and an orange pair of flip-flops. Number 4. Michael Lesin. News of Russian Press Minister Mikhail Lesin's death from blunt force trauma to the head in a Washington, D.C. hotel room surfaced in November 2015 via the publication Insider. Before his death, Lesin, who founded the English-language television network Russia Today, RT, considered making a deal with the FBI to avoid facing corruption charges. Lesin has spent many years at the center of Russian politics and would therefore have extensive knowledge of the inner workings of the affluent and influential. Nemtsov, Boris. Former Russian Deputy Prime Minister and Boris Yeltsin critic Boris Nemtsov, who has accused Putin of being bought off by oligarchs, is a prominent example of Putin's opponents. In 2015, he was walking home from a restaurant when he was shot 4 times in the back, mere meters from the Kremlin. Berezovsky, Boris. The Daily Beast claims that Boris Berezovsky, a Russian oligarch who fell out with Putin and fled to England, exists. He threatened to use force to overthrow Putin while he was in exile. In March of 2013, he was discovered dead in his Berkshire home in what appeared to be a suicide. However, an inquest into his death returned an open verdict. Berezovsky's body, with a strap around his neck, was discovered in a secluded bathroom. The coroner was unable to determine the cause of death. Multiple attempted murders on his life have been investigated by British police. Nadezhda Estemirova, number 7. In her capacity as a journalist, Natalia Estemirova contributes occasionally to Politovskaya.